Green Empowerment has been working with partners in Malaysia for 20 years. We've been helping remote indigenous communities and indigenous community partners build microgrids, microutilities that bring energy to their homes, schools, community centers, and businesses. In the last 20 years, Green Empowerment has worked with partners to establish 31 mini-grids in Malaysia. Now, the Sabah roadmap has a 10-year plan to electrify 203 villages in rural Sabah. So Malaysia's two eastern states of Sabah and Sarawak are located on the island of Borneo. Sabah has a lot of forests, but it also has very diverse ecosystems. The Sabah Renewable Energy Roadmap, which is very much about engaging with the government and trying to come to a solution together for the rural electrification challenge. I would say the goal of the roadmap is to chart a course, right? Literally a map of how we get from the current state to a place where all those villages do have energy access, and that energy access is coming from renewable sources. Biggest body of work that we were able to complete as part of the Sabah roadmap was the literal mapping and data collection of the 400 villages in which constitute the villages that currently don't have energy access.
Most of the community that we visited geographically isolated and doesn't have proper road access because most of them are still in a very rural region of Sabah. Well, I think access to energy is important to this community because it will open many opportunities for the communities once they have electricity access. So, for example, their livelihood will likely increase and their socioeconomy also increase because they can now have more time to do work during night and also can use more productive electrical appliances such as freezer for food storage or oven for baking. I think it will have a positive environmental effect because while providing this electricity access to the community, we are also advocating of like watershed area and also forest protection. So the community will have more awareness on the environment and they will be empowered to protect their own environment.
If you look at the actual map of the Sabah roadmap, you can actually see the roads that are in Sabah and the scale of the rural electrification grid, as well as where all the villages are and what types of resources that we've identified nearby that could be used for rural electrification. This is a very high resolution map, and I think that on its own is very useful for guiding decision makers in determining where to invest resources. We've kind of gone the extra mile with the original intended scope of roadmap project and have gone as far as to develop a kind of business plan or a program rollout plan for the state. What our organization, and I think the other organizations in the consortium, haven't been able to do in the past has been to really come up with a solution that addresses the challenge of rural electrification at scale. You've got actual local organizations that are dictating the path forward for rural electrification, right? We, Green Empowerment, are helping provide the tools and the data and bringing in our experience. But the course is very much dictated by and the ambition is dictated by the local organizations and the Sabah government and the communities themselves.